Hey y'all, welcome back to Homestead. So just want to talk about how much we made at the farmer's market selling pasture poultry. So let's get into it. So we have some life events going on. So what we're doing this year is nothing crazy. We're not trying to make $1 million this year or anything. We set specific goals, right? So we're not trying to do anything crazy. This is just 25 birds that we bought and ended up getting 22 to butcher date and then butchering them and selling them at the market, right? So we're not, the important thing is scaling your operation when it comes to pasture poultry, especially when you start out, right? You're not going to be looking to make a profit for the first 5 years, roughly, given some of the other sources that I've read and everything like that. So for 2024, the spring, so we just did 25 Cornish crosses. And so what happened with us is we bought 25 at Tractor Supply. I showed up one day. We weren't even looking to do pasture poultry as much this year. So because we have some life events going on and we're going to be in a lot of weddings to go to this fall. So we're like, you know what, let's take it easy. But we ended up talking it out and scheduling to be able to do pasture poultry this year, at least 2 batches. So first batch was spring 2024. And we went to Tractor Supply. We bought 25 Cornish cross broilers, and I paid $56 for 25 Cornish cross broilers. So 21 March, bought those birds, brought them home. Within the first week, we lost 3 of the birds. At the end of the day, we had 22 birds that made it to butcher date. So we raised them on pasture, moved the coop twice a day. I think on the 3rd week, we ended up moving them out onto the grass from their brooder. So they're out on grass pretty quickly, and the only thing they were given was feed, water, and apple cider vinegar. Like once a week, I would put apple cider vinegar in their water. So that's how we raised those. So once we got to butcher date, this is going up to the weekend of the May 17th, 18th, 19th. So that weekend, we butchered them Friday, and I did a lot of it on my own. The initial process, I got through 6 birds before my wife ended up coming out and helping me, and then we processed the rest of them pretty quickly. So we put all those birds processed, not bagged, and we put them in coolers on ice overnight. The next morning, we parted them out, right? So we took, out of the 22 birds, we took 6 whole, and we put those in bags, unfrozen, put them in the fridge. So we had 6 full birds in bags. And then we took the rest, the 16 that remained, and we parted them out. Now there were some parts that we kept for ourselves, just so that we could enjoy the harvest that we had. This is really good quality stuff, so we wanted to enjoy it ourselves. So we went ahead and kept some, a few chicken wings, some other stuff, some leg quarters, and the rest we brought to market. And the hard part here is finding out how much you're gonna charge when you are going to the farmer's market, right? So we did a lot of research, and we'll talk about that. Looked at other farms, what their prices are, what they're offering, as well as we looked at the, it's called the National Monthly Pasture-Raised Poultry Report. So that's USDA, so it's a federal thing. And what it is it's a worksheet that shows you every month what the average prices were for pasture poultry in the nation, and then it even breaks it down to whatever state you're in. So it'll give you each cut and how much people are charging, what the average is. So that's what we use to gauge our prices. So for May 19th, when we went to the farmer's market, we charged $6.50 a pound for a full bird, and the bird's averages were between 4.5 pounds to 5 pounds, so nothing super huge. Leg quarters, we did 2 packs of leg quarters. We did 1 pack of 2 leg quarters, so you got the drumstick and the thigh together in one, and we did $7.50 a pound for that. And then wings, we did 8 packs, so you get the flat and the drum of the wing, right? So each whole chicken wing you can break off into 2. So 2 birds equals 8 wings per pack, right? So we just charged $10 a pack, regardless of weight, so just $10 because they're all so similar. Boneless breasts, so we debone the breast, pulled the skin off, and we did 2 packs of breasts. So 1 pack had 2 breasts, and that was $11.50 a pound. A lot of other places are charging anywhere between $16 to $17 a pound that we've seen. So we were very reasonable on that. So $11.50 a pound for those, and those were about like 1.5 pound packs. And then stock parts, the ribs, the back, all that kind of stuff, and then wingtips. We package. What we did is we wrapped it in wax paper, like cooking paper, so that way it wouldn't puncture the bag when we sealed it. But we sealed those up and froze them, and we sold those for just $2.50 a pound. So $2.50 per pound, and those were roughly a pound in weight. And those make really good stock kits. You just, pop them in the, I like to do it in the slow cooker in the crock pot and just simmer it for a long time and just let all that goodness come out and make some pretty good chicken stock. So anyways, that's what we did. So we had 6 whole birds and 16 birds parted out. Again, I don't remember exactly what we kept, but we kept like at least, 1 pack of legs, and then leg quarters, and then some wings and stuff like that for ourselves. So when we went to the market, we ended up selling everything. We sold out. We showed up. My wife did a fantastic job. If you see the pictures here, she did a fantastic job of setting up the display of like all our photos and stuff. And then what I did is I took a palette that we had, and I made a sweet little picture board that just has some pictures of the farm so that people can see what they're buying, right? And then I got these bumper stickers too that are just a flash of showing what we're offering. Now, we didn't have any pork because we're still trying to get a butcher date for our pigs. We're looking at 2025 for pork, but it shows what we had. We brought some eggs too, so the price to drop in as a drop-in, so not a dedicated showing up every weekend farmer, but when the farmer's market, they have drop-in. So I did just $30 a day drop-in, and I brought 6 packs of eggs, charging $5 a dozen, and that easily covered the price of dropping in for the farmer market. So anyways, so at the end of the day, once we were sold out, we had a really good experience. We met a lot of great people, super awesome customers that care about where their food comes from. And we ended up making, gross total, we made $724. Now, I did a lot of it on using a Square, like the electronic payment app thing. So I did that, and then also we took a lot of cash. The only problem is when I took the cash from the customers, I was not thinking, and I kind of put it into the wad of cash that I was using for change. So I don't have the exact amount that we made off of cash, but we did kind of guesstimate judging from the sales that we made and everything like that. We even took a check too, surprisingly. So the gross total was $724. So not bad. That's roughly $32.91 per bird that we made. Now, we had a operation cost of $179.92. So that's how much it costs us to produce these birds. And that's 8 50-pound bags of feed. And those are at $15.49 a bag. And that's $123 there and 92 cents. The birds themselves cost $56, and then so that's all I told. I'm not like factoring in like how much I paid on building the chicken coop 2 years ago that I built, or a year ago, or whatever, or any of that kind of stuff. I'm not factoring all that in. Just the feed and the cost of the birds, because that's going forward. That's all we're going to have to pay, right? So that's all I'm factoring in. So total profit we made after all this is $544. Now, here's the thing. Our prices were extremely reasonable for what we were offering. We had lower prices on purpose because we want to build a customer base, get our product out there. We know it's good product, we stand behind it, and we want people to experience it and come back to us saying, wow, that was really good. And going forward, when we go back in August with another batch of, I think 30 birds or something, I can't remember how many I ordered, but I have all those stats. We are gonna increase the price a little bit. We're not gonna charge as much, a ridiculous price, but we do need to make sure that we are getting the value out of how much we're putting in. We put so much work into raising these birds, dealing with them every day. But again, we're small scale right now. We did sell a bunch of chicken last year over basically like Facebook posts, on local Facebook groups and stuff like that, and then to to friends and coworkers and stuff like that. So we met our goals last year doing that, but going to a farmer's market and having the audience there that is there to purchase from you, that's pretty cool. So again, take these pieces of advice. If you have any questions or anything, just shoot a comment below and I'll give you as much information as I can. But I'm still learning myself. So if you've got some good gouge, let me know. But overall, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for being with us. Keep following and, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out when you subscribe. So thanks a lot.